You ever hear about a place that just stopped existing? Not abandoned, not destroyed, just gone. Like the earth itself decided to erase it. Well, sit down, kid, because this one's gonna chill you a bit. Back in the winter of 1993, there was a quiet mountain town tucked deep in the Rockies called Pine Ridge, Colorado. Population 2014. Small, peaceful, the kind of place that only ever made the papers when they had their annual snow festival. But one morning, every single person in Pine Ridge vanished. No signs of struggle, no emergency calls, no trace of where they went. Just gone. And the strangest part? Every clock in town stopped at exactly 3:17 a.m. They called it one of the most baffling disappearances in American history, but no one ever figured out what really happened. Some say the town was swallowed by a sinkhole. Others swear it slipped into another dimension. But I lived 2 valleys over back then, and I remember the night it happened. I remember the sound. That night was colder than usual, a kind of cold that hurts your bones. The snow was coming down thick, and the wind had a low whistle that never stopped. Around 3 in the morning, I woke up to what sounded like thunder. But it wasn't thunder. It was deep, low, like the earth groaning. My old dog, Baxter, started whining, pacing by the door. Then the lights flickered. For about 20 seconds, everything went dead quiet. No wind, no crickets, nothing. Silence so heavy, it made you hold your breath. And then, just as suddenly, the wind picked up again and the world went back to normal. The next morning, I noticed something odd. The radio station in Pine Ridge wasn't broadcasting. Normally, they'd be talking about road closures or weather updates, but there was nothing, just static. Later that afternoon, the county sheriff sent a team over to check on them. And when they got there, the whole town was empty. Now, I didn't see it myself, but I knew one of the deputies, Tom Whitaker. He told me what they found, or rather, what they didn't. Pine Ridge looked normal at first. Cars still parked along Main Street. Coffee still warm in the diner. Lights on in some houses. But not a single person anywhere. It looked like everyone just walked away mid-sentence. One house had the TV still playing a morning show rerun. Another had a shower running, steam filling the bathroom. The strangest detail was the clocks. Every clock in town, wristwatches, wall clocks, even the ones in microwaves, had stopped at exactly 3:17 a.m. Not 1 minute off. You can't explain that with a power outage, no sir. And if it was just the power, that doesn't stop a wind-up watch. The rescue teams searched the woods, the river, even used helicopters. They found no footprints, no tire marks leaving town. Just empty streets covered in a soft layer of fresh snow, untouched, like no one had stepped there since the storm.
Breaking news tonight from the Colorado Rockies, where the town of vanished without a trace. We are live on the scene where officials are completely baffled.
Once the news got out, Pine Ridge became a national headline for about a week. Reporters, scientists, paranormal experts, everyone had their own theory. The official statement from the state government was mass migration due to environmental stress, which was nonsense. No one leaves in the middle of the night without taking their kids or shutting off the stove. The conspiracy crowd came up with their own wild stories. Some said it was a secret government experiment gone wrong, a military test site nearby that used sound waves or electromagnetic fields that caused mass disorientation. Others whispered about a mining tunnel collapse under the town that opened a sinkhole so deep it swallowed them whole. But here's the thing. Satellite scans showed no damage, no cave-ins, no cracks, no craters. Just a perfectly normal town sitting there, empty. A week later, the FBI came in, cordoned off the area, and banned civilians from entering.
The situation is under control. We advise everyone to respect the perimeter for their own safety. We will provide updates as they become available.
They said it was for environmental hazard containment. And just like that, the story disappeared from the news. A month later, a hunter named Daniel Carter stumbled into a gas station about 30 miles south of Pine Ridge. He was barefoot, wearing torn clothes, and mumbling about the fog. When the police got to him, he kept repeating that he saw the lights under the ground. He was taken to a hospital in Denver for observation, but before anyone could get real answers, he vanished from his hospital room 2 nights later. The surveillance footage glitched. Every frame between 3:16 and 3:18 a.m. was corrupted. No one's been able to recover it. The doctor said he had severe frostbite and disorientation consistent with exposure, but his vitals were completely normal. No signs of starvation, dehydration, or trauma. It was like he hadn't been lost at all. That's when locals started saying Pine Ridge wasn't gone. It was still there, but on a different layer. Some kind of time loop or alternate dimension where time stopped at 3:17. The government denied Daniel Carter was ever admitted.
No record of that patient exists.
But I saw the article before it was pulled. I clipped it. Still have it in my drawer. About a year later, strange lights started showing up over the valley where Pine Ridge used to be. Blue-white orbs moving slowly in a straight line, then suddenly dropping into the mountains. People who went up there reported feeling dizzy, nauseated, like gravity itself was off balance. A few even said they could still hear faint sounds, dogs barking, a train whistle, laughter, from the empty town. Almost like echoes bleeding through. A local TV crew tried to film a documentary about it in '95, but their footage was confiscated by federal authorities. One of the crew members later claimed that their cameras picked up something invisible to the naked eye. Shadows of buildings flickering in and out, like the town was still standing but hidden by something we couldn't see. After that, the government declared the whole area unstable terrain and closed it off permanently. In 2001, a private research group from Boulder, funded by an anonymous donor, got permission to conduct a geological scan of the Pine Ridge site. They sent in drones, scanners, and magnetic sensors. What they found confused even them. Beneath the surface, about 40 feet down, were structures, houses, cars, even street lamps, identical to the ones that were above ground, like the whole town had been duplicated below. When they tried to dig, their equipment shut off. Their instruments picked up a constant electromagnetic pulse centered at exactly 317 hertz. Coincidence? Maybe. But when one of the researchers, Dr. Elise Hammond, tried to return a year later with new instruments, she vanished too. Her car was found on the side of the access road, engine running, door open. No footprints leading away. She became the last person officially linked to the Pine Ridge case. Her last entry in the research log simply read, "They are still there." I went back there once myself, around 2005. You couldn't get too close because of the fencing, but from a ridge overlooking the valley, I could see the snow falling where Pine Ridge used to stand. Quiet, as always. But that night, as I sat in my truck, I heard it again, that same low rumble from 12 years before. Like thunder, buried deep underground. My radio flickered to life on its own, static first, then a faint voice. It was the Pine Ridge radio station, clear as day. The DJ said, "Good morning, folks. It's 3:17 a.m. Stay warm out there." Then it cut to silence. I still get goosebumps remembering that.
It's 3:17
It
a.m.
wasn't a recording. The frequency hadn't been active since the disappearance. I drove home that night and never went back. Now, everyone's got their version of what happened. Scientists call it a mass disappearance anomaly, one of the rarest recorded in U.S. history. The spiritual crowd says it was divine punishment, that Pine Ridge was built on sacred land disturbed by a mining project years earlier. Some locals believe the town was pulled into a parallel timeline where time itself froze. And then there's a story the native Ute elders tell about a valley spirit called the Silent One, who guards the mountains and takes back what doesn't belong. According to them, Pine Ridge ignored 3 warnings before it vanished. They said the spirit doesn't destroy, it removes. That might sound like superstition, but sometimes, kid, the old stories hold more truth than the ones written in books. Today, Pine Ridge isn't on any map. If you search for it online, all you'll find are archived mentions and a few blurry satellite photos that look edited. The coordinates bring you to a restricted zone marked Federal Wilderness Area. Locals avoid it, and even hikers who try to sneak in say their GPS stops working once they get within a few miles. One man on a forum said his compass started spinning uncontrollably, and his watch stopped at, you guessed it, 3:17 a.m. Every few years, someone posts a video claiming to have found the remains of Pine Ridge, but the footage always disappears within days. Some say YouTube takes it down. Others think someone higher up doesn't want people looking too close. To this day, no one knows what really happened. The official reports are sealed, the areas locked away, and everyone who ever tried to dig deeper either vanished or backed out. But every November, on the night of the disappearance, people living in nearby towns say they can see faint lights glowing through the snow just where Pine Ridge used to be. Some claim if you listen closely, you can hear faint laughter, the hum of old engines, or church bells ringing somewhere deep in the valley. I don't know what's down there, and honestly, I don't want to. Some things aren't meant to be solved. Sometimes the past just keeps repeating itself until it's ready to let go. So, if you ever find yourself driving through the Colorado Rockies and your phone loses signal for no reason, check your watch. If it says 3:17, turn around. Don't ask questions. Don't stop to look. Just go. Because if Pine Ridge really did slip into another time, maybe it's still waiting for someone to wander in. And if you're curious enough to go looking, you might just find what everyone else lost, the truth. But remember, kid, some mysteries don't want to be found. And this one's been calling people back for 30 years.